be a few days early. I need about 5 cups of pitted cherries to make a pie. I think I'm going to be able to get enough for one, but I really probably should wait a few more days. Let's see what happens. All right, I have I think this is a 1 gallon bucket of cherries, and now I need to pit them and measure them, and then dig out my recipe for excuse me, for cherry pie filling and start cooking. So here's a small bucket of cherries I picked. I only have a single cherry pitter, and it does take a while, and I got to fill that container. But I got nothing else to do tonight, so what the heck. Okay, so each one of these represents a batch of cherry pie filling, and it's over 4 cups, but close enough. Except I still have a few more cherries to go, and I've already got a bag ready to go on the sealing meal. So I think I'm gonna just divide these between the 2 batches, and they'll both be just a little bit bigger. More cherry hand pies is all I see. Okay, so that's all my pits plus a couple of questionable cherries. Oh, it's only a little bit more, so we'll just add it to the bag here if I can get it open, and we'll call it good. Now to get them all sealed up. All right, there's a couple of cherry cobblers or cherry pies or cherry ham pies. These will be good throughout the year. You definitely want to mark them because you don't want to get them confused with strawberries, which I just put away last week. So I want to make sure that I know what I'm grabbing, because I don't think that strawberry pie would be as good as cherry pie, in my opinion. Well, this is my 3rd bucket in 3 days. It's a 1 gallon bucket, and each bucket I get the equivalent of 2 batches of pie filling. So now I gotta go pit these and put them in the freezer or use them. I'm thinking I might need to make a pie or some ham pies. We'll see. All right. And that'll be on its way to becoming cherry pie filling. Okay, so we've got 4 cups of cherries, a 1/4 cup of cornstarch, 1/8 of a teaspoon of cinnamon, and a cup of sugar. And I gotta do 2 tablespoons of lemon juice. However, I need 2 hands for that. Okay, well, there's the second one. And now I just start cooking it down, and the cornstarch will make it thicken as we go. In fact, if it gets too thick right away, then I need to add water, but I'll determine that later. And I just keep stirring it in, and eventually some of the juices will cook off, and they'll mix with the cornstarch, and you'll get a nice ooey gooey cherry pie filling. So as you can see, it's getting more and more liquid. That's the sugar and the lemon juice and the juice from the cherries. But that will start to thicken up here in a little while. So just gotta keep stirring it so it doesn't burn. All right, started boiling a bit, that's good. So now it's going to start thickening up. Okay, it's starting to thicken up now. It's been about 10 minutes or so. It's still a little soupy, but it's not going to take very long now to get thick and then turn into the actual cherry pie filling like you get out of the can or whatever. All right. Now it's nice and thick and ready to be put in hand pies or cherry pie or cobbler, whichever I decide. Okay, it's all done. Now I'm going to transfer it to a different pan here so it can cool down. But as you can see, it's perfect cherry pie filling. Gotta get all the good stuff too. And there we have it. I know it's still hot, but I gotta try it anyway. I'm not gonna let you watch me burn my tongue though. Yep, perfect. Okay, so I'm not going to show you the recipe. It's a standard Betty Crocker pie crust recipe. Flour, shortening, salt, and water. Mix them all together using my pie hook, and then I'll spread them out and cut the preforms for the hand pies, and I'll show you how I do that. Okay, so I've got my dough rolled out, and hopefully you can see the little red lines underneath from my, I don't know what this is called, my rolling pin sheet. And that's how thin I like to get it. Now the other thing is I just use a lid for a storage container. This is 6 inches in diameter. And I just place it onto my dough, press it down, and there's my crust for my little ham pie. Fold it in half, and you got a perfect little ham pie. Now this one's gonna leak. Oh well. And I go around and press them down with a fork. Hopefully stick, unlike that one, which we know is not going to stick. Okay, these guys are ready to go in the oven. All right, these guys are done. And I knew that one would explode, but they still taste just fine. Okay, so they look light, but they're actually good and solid. So they're done for sure. Now just obviously they have to cool down, but that'll be dessert from after dinner. And there you go. One batch of cherry pie filling turned into, well, you only see 12 in the picture, but there's actually 13 little ham pies, and they're perfect size for a single serving. So, thumbs up to me. And what do you do with your extra pie dough? Well, I put cinnamon and sugar on mine. All right, and they go in the oven, same temperature, 425. Obviously not for the same amount of time, though. All right, let's check these guys out. I think they're done.